maybe take us through not necessarily your journey as a filmmaker, but more your journey as a distribution models that you've come up with. Here's the places people can distribute, and then kind of see where that leads us with everybody's questions. And again, if you have questions along the way, we want you to ask them either in the chat if you're too scared to get on camera or can't be on camera, or raise your hand and we'll let you speak on here. Yes, please take it away.
Sure. I mean, basically just backtracking just a hair, the whole reason we got into distribution was exactly what Jen had just described. She only gets one check. It comes from us. And that was it. I was tired of never seeing any money on our films. And it didn't matter the budget range. Like, I'm still in battle with distributors on bigger ones that I've given our pictures before. So Sherry and I spent a lot of time building relationships so that we could go directly and to everybody, whether that's like what used to be PureFlix or a Faith and Family, like everybody, we have now developed our own in-house relationship. And I would stress for you guys, do it yourself. Especially this day and age, I'm saying you don't even need me anymore for the smaller independent film festivals. So I'm not even here about selling myself. I'm saying don't even use me. If you're having problems, come to me. I will gladly help anybody because I know how hard this business is. But just give you an example, like right now, we're shooting like 3 nano projects, and we're just going to release them all ourselves. And the whole world of distribution has changed so much, especially even before COVID, but since then. It's like now you have to shoot things micro budget to have any chance of getting any kind of money. And when I say nano, we're shooting projects, guys, and I know people are going to scoff, and I get a lot of backlash on this. You can shoot them for $25,000. We shot features films. We use $15,000 on production, $10,000 on post. You get a handful of people. Get your crew down, get your locations down. We have one, it's kind of a horror thriller that I helped on that's out everywhere. It's done over 6 figures. That should give you an idea when we shot it. Total budget, $15,000. So I'm saying, and when you're doing projects this day and age, I would try to scale down as much as you can and then do everything in-house, distribute. If you go to our website, it's olivebranchfilmstudios.com. There's a filmmaker tab on there. We have some resources on there, like for self-distribution or, just places to go to if you're looking for a payroll company and all kinds of resources just to help you out. Sherry and I are also developing a new school and course that we're doing, Movie Boost. And I want to go over this with you guys. This is something I've given Jen, and Jen, I want to help you get yourself set up on this. Movie Boost was an all-in platform that we spent the last year developing, guys. And what I love about this platform was designed so you can do everything in-house. It's a small fee. It's like $27 a month. This platform allows you to tie in all your social medias, all your emails, everything's under one. You can create websites for your films. You can create funnels. You can create an e-commerce store. The social media management of this program is phenomenal because it brings in all your social media so you can schedule everything at one time. And this is what we're really pushing the filmmakers. It's like, take advantage of this because you're allowed to, like on your post, you can set it post now, schedule later, or if you're with a bigger company, you need approval on your post, you can send your post out for approval. Or you can set it up recurring. Maybe you want this to show up at different times, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, once a month, once every other month. And what's nice is all your conversations that people leave you, whether Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all come into your communication center, so do your email. So all you have to do, log in each day. Anybody that's reached out to you from any social media platform or email, it's on your central hub. And then that thing we say, what's nice about this, because Everybody does it. You guys make films. Jen, you've made old films. What we have a tendency to do, we're excited about our new one. We forget about our old one. This hub was designed also for you guys to set up, take a day, set up, put your trailers in, upload your trailers, everything else. Schedule out a bunch of emails that last for a year, pushing your old titles, whether they're on Tubi, Amazon, or whatever. You can set this up in just a matter of a few hours, schedule out for a whole year, all your different titles. You can build websites, subdomains for them, because that's what we're doing, like the Sparrows at Olive Branch Film Studio. And then you set your media marketing up for all them, let them push out. Now you're pushing revenue to your old titles, because that's the big thing with film. You have to constantly market. And we forget about our old titles because we have this new production and we're totally excited about it. And we don't care what was our baby last year. So this platform handles all that. We also have, like a lot of you are familiar with school, where you have all your community courses. You can do free, paid. We have that's built into our platform too. You can put on your courses. You can have a community. You can do free courses, paid courses, free communities, paid communities. All this is one flat fee for a lot less than what you're probably paying for just hosting some of your websites and emails and stuff. And it's just all under one hub. And this allows you to start regenerating and recapping revenue and pushing your older projects out, along with creating buzz about your new projects and so forth. I mean, the in-depth of this platform is it take like hours to go through. And like I said, and it's limitless. Like you could put up 20 different websites. There's no extra fee for that. There's no extra fee for your funnels. You can have 25 funnels, 25 websites. Just depends on your film. Like build a page for each one of your films. It's not costing you anything else. And then start promoting those. Start getting the revenue back up on like your old titles and stuff. And that's what we love about this, like how it's really helping filmmakers bring life back and generate income on your older projects. And for distribution, like I'm saying, guys, do it yourself. I mean, beat those doors down. Even if you have a few titles, don't feel like you can't reach out to these companies. We had Sony Picture branched off into a new company, and we got a contract with them for all of our titles. And they will either do the marketing or we can do the marketing. That was something that took us a while to get in the works, but like now we're direct. So, we can put things in Walmart. We can, like nobody really does DVDs anymore, but that was nice. We still have that relationship. Or if you're trying to get rid of old DVDs and stuff. But we spend all of our time just so that we keep control of it. And now we have all those direct relationships. And that's why Jen's able to see money on one of her first films, and she still sees money every quarter on it, is because of the fact we'll have all that high overhead. And basically any dollar that comes in, now we do our revenue share with Jenna and her projects. And so she's actually seeing, money still today in a film. Like, how old is Love and War?
Over 10 years.
Yeah. And she's still
I'll still get a surprise. Surprise, here's the money.
Yeah, and you don't even have to ask. Every once in a while, you're like, ding.
Yeah. Unlike other distributors where I do have to constantly be like, where's our report? Where's our report? Where's our money? I would love to talk. So people, as y'all have questions come up for Nancy, this is the time to ask about alternate distribution methods. So people who are very interested in, say, brokering their own deals to have, I know right now we're boycotting Walmart, but it is the place to broker the deals. If you want to broker a deal where you're getting your DVD in Walmart and you want to do it yourself, what is the pathway to do that?
You know what? Anybody can do that. Not in the store itself. They're really moved away from that you have to go through a major. Online, you can do it yourself, guys. Just sign up with Walmart. They have a link on their website. Scroll down to the bottom. anybody can sign up with Walmart and you can put your your DVDs or CDs, whatever you have, merchandise on Walmart directly. You don't even need us to do that. So, I mean, we had a deal where we could get into the stores, but that's kind of dead now because, I mean, we hardly ever see any DVD sales. But literally, if you're trying to move old ones and you still have them in stock, just go to Walmart yourself and sign up as a seller.
Which I actually do have a bunch of extra ones.
Yeah. There you go. Like, all you got to do is just go sign up. It's an easy process.
That's great. So when it comes to doing things yourself, which Leah, I see your hand 1 second. So if you want to do distribution and make sure that you're getting the money yourself, if you don't want to you don't want to use any other distributor, you want to be able to the one that's like, you want the money coming to you. Is there a recommendation that you have that you give people, or like, what's the most recommended thing you tell people to do? To go, you go do you'll get to
the most recommended one would be FilmHub. They have taken the market by storm, and now IMDb, movies, Netflix, everybody is going to FilmHub. And what's nice about them, like we have other titles on there too. What's nice about them is you have your own dashboard, you upload your own films, you go through the whole deliverable process with them. They're kind of tough, just like anybody else, to pass deliverables, so make sure you have your encoding and all that running. But then you have 24/7 access, just like we give to our dashboards with FilmHub. And what's nice about FilmHub, you can pull money out anytime of the month. Like, you can withdraw any money you made today, and if you make more tomorrow and a post, you can withdraw it again tomorrow. There's no time constraints or you got to reach. You're totally in control of getting your own money and seeing what your films are doing. So FilmHub, definitely number one place to go. Like, a lot of the stuff that to be honest, that we're creating right now, we will probably just slam it up on FilmHub because it's exactly that. Everybody's seeing it. Like, so for smaller, like, you can't get in directly with Tubi. That's harder, but they will pick up your title off of FilmHub. So, and Tubi and YouTube TV is actually paying even better than Tubi TV. So, and YouTube, they've licensed a lot of our stuff. I would say, number one, if you want to control it yourself, put it on FilmHub, start doing your marketing, promoting. Every time you see it, you can go on your dashboard. They'll tell you who picked it up, if it's been delivered, and when it starts. And then just start pushing your stuff on there. The two top playing places still is YouTube and Tubi TV when it comes to streaming. You're going to make your most money there. Like, we've seen little sci-fi films that are only 60 minutes long with nobody in it. I'm doing like $700 a month just on Tubi.
Wow. So do they take actual short films as well, like 15-minute short films?
I don't know about shorts because we always do features, but I know you can upload shorts to Tubi. So it just depends on who accepts them and sees them and stuff. So FilmHub has like a paying program and non-paying one. And I would suggest just do their free version as a producer. You don't need to be getting in and paying the high monthlies for them to push you out, because our stuff still gets picked up without being pushed out. So you can just, anybody can go sign up and start uploading your content today. I mean, they're my number one recommendation. They pay, they're extremely transparent. You can put all your stuff up. Doesn't matter if it's old, new, or you don't have names. It's just like anybody else. All the platforms are going to stream it, look at it, and they'll either request it from them and they'll send it, and off you go, and then just start watching your reports. That's where you're going to see your most money, because everybody else is still playing those distribution games where it doesn't matter how much you made your film, you're still in the hole.
Right. They're charging you marketing budget, even though they did no marketing, all that stuff. Leah, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say, just a quick example, Running from My Roots, that release I directed or whatever, that was shot for $300,000. It's done $1.2 million. Just Walmart. You think we've seen any money on that film? It's still 300,000 in the hole, they're saying. And that's just Walmart, not mentioning it's been on every platform. It's streaming everywhere right now. And they're still saying, oh, no, sorry, you haven't made any money.
That's insane.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, guys. I don't even care if you have names in it. If I have a name film, I'll tell you what, I'll throw it on Film Hub before I ever give it to another major outlet because, and we had one where, and I'm going to call them out because I'm going to tell you right now, stay away from SP releasing anybody. Stay away from it. We've got burned on so many films and them not paying and even with sales agents where, we were supposed to get like 30,000 upfront for one of the films. They released the film. We never even got our upfront money on it. And then the company went bankrupt and we never seen a dime on that film. So it's like,
it's rough. I tell every filmmaker, like, don't get sucked in unless you're doing like a big giant theatrical release, don't get sucked in by the theatrical release. That's just going to cost you money too. It's just,
theatrical guys, mainly all they use that for is marketing. You will not make money on a theatrical release. They do it to market your film to get the streaming and television deals. That's it. So it's like, that one's kind of a kick on the pants right there.
Leah, go for it.
Oh my. I don't know, Nancy, you just answered like 100 questions and just gave me 100 new questions to ask. So real quick, just a little background about why I'm on the Zoom today. Jen and I have known each other for over a decade, probably closer to 2 at this point. I've acted as talent in many of her films. I'm on the East Coast now. My producing partner, he's also on this call, Chris. He's also a full-time high school teacher, and he has a study hall right now, so he can't actually turn the camera on, but he is listening as well. So Chris and I just produced a feature film here on the East Coast. This is the writer, creator, director. Basically, just 2 of us did this. A little under a $200,000 budget, completely grassroots. Almost 100% of our budget came from crowdfunding, as well as local businesses and one smaller investor on the whole project. So we just had our red carpet premiere a couple weeks ago, sold out. We had over 2,000 moviegoers come 4 back-to-back screenings here in this little town. Press is all over it, shut down the main street, and I've never seen anything like it. After living in LA for 25 years, the amount of support the community has rallied around this film, and the community itself is a character in the film, with so much of the locations being donated, iconic locations. So although I've been in this industry for some time, distribution is the area that I really don't know a whole heck of a lot about. I had one feature documentary that used an aggregator about 10 years ago, and that was just a freaking mess. And we've never seen any of that money, that one investor, and I don't know if he's ever gotten more than a couple $100 back. And it was a game of, every other day there was somebody new at the company that got fired or left, and we could never get a hold of people with answers. So we now have, Chris and I have this, what appears to be an indie darling. Everyone's loving it. We joke that no one has said, our plan was to have the premiere, see what kind of success we got, and then take time and kind of put our next plan into place and put our package together. But we now have people direct cold calling us for this, and we need to learn a little bit more. So I'm hearing you say a lot of what I sort of already kind of knew was just do it yourself. But when is it advisable to not just do it yourself? Like, when is a good time to, and what do those types of distributors look like?
That's tough. Unless I think you're dealing with $5-6 million budgets. If you're in the low budget range, I'm definitely going to stick with my guns, do it yourself. A lot of the films we did were $250,000 to $300,000 budget, and in the beginning, I said, same thing. Everybody beat down our doors for running from my roots and all of our films. I've gotten national distribution on every one of mine. They've all done Netflix. They've been on the shelves in Walmart and all this other stuff. And I've yet seen a penny on any of them. And I'm saying stay away from the big distributors. That's my own personal. Just really do your due diligence. I've been in the business since making films since early 2000. And the only ones we get money on are the ones we distribute ourselves. And it doesn't matter. I've had a lot of names in our movies, household names. We'll have like 5-6 names in a movie, like Running from My Roots has a ton of names in it. Same thing. And I did that film 6 years ago. There's no way that film should not be in the positive by now. They're still saying we're 300,000 in the hole, which is our budget.
And
We will never see
is
that
this
money.
mainly because there's so many fees that they're taking, and like you mentioned, the marketing budget that they're taking?
It's the distributor game. It has not, unfortunately, gone away. What's nice is us as indie filmmakers now, we have alternatives. Before, you didn't have a choice. You had to go to the studios. You had to get a major distributor. You had to get a sales agent. That is in the past, and it keeps on changing. It keeps on changing in our favor to do it ourselves, and it's going to blow up. Like, your best bet is social media, or if you want to take your own and, four walls some theaters, you can still do that. Like, you had good response.
We thought about that, and that's what we did with our premiere. Local theater here, they did a 50-50 ticket split for us. So it was quite a profitable weekend overall with 5 screenings back to back. Our red carpet was guest list only, and then the others, shows were ticketed. So we did that, and we've thought about that might be another way to go, or even like college theaters screenings, taking it a little wider than our local community to see if it resonates with those outside of the community. It's a dramedy. So even like something like Tubi TV, you can do that on your own. I have films up on
You
like
can get there under Film Hub. Tubi, anything we have on Film Hub, Tubi is picked up.
So Film Hub acts as an aggregator themselves. Is that what they're doing these days? Okay.
They take 20%, so you get 80% of the revenue.
Now, what if somebody comes over to Film Hub? So you're paying for, well, you said there's a free service. You're a free service, or you could pay for their extra bells and whistles. Yeah,
their extra bells and whistles. It's not cheap. It's a monthly fee, but it's them pushing your title out in the forefront in front of the bigger guys. So if they don't stumble upon it, they're going to push you out so they do see your project. But it's not going to guarantee you're going to get picked up. You have a chance of getting picked up.
Now, is there a conflict of interest? Have you ever seen where like multiple big guys see something on Film Hub and then
when you're in there, you can put whether this is exclusive, non-exclusive. You can block certain people from having it. So you have a lot of control over it. So that's why I'm saying anybody asks me this day and age, I'm like, just go there, because the one thing about them, everybody anymore goes to them. So you spending all your time reaching out to all these different outlets, they're already going there anyhow. To me, that 20%, and I know for a fact I'm getting my money, it's worth it, because I can put my film on there and go on to my next one, just keep pushing it on the back end, and I don't have to worry about it. I have one set of deliverables. I'm not having to give deliverables to this outlet, this outlet, this outlet. Yep. So that end is a really sweet deal. And here's another thing Film Hub just released, just to let you guys all know. They now have, and I've never seen this before, they released affiliate. So if you're with them and you bring another producer on, they're going to give you a percentage commission off of that film. So that's something else for filmmakers. If you do, there's a lot of do like affiliate and other different things. They just literally rolled this out, which I thought was really smart on their end, because now all filmmakers are helping each other. And if you refer somebody over there, you'll make money off of that, off of the referral link. But basically, and I'm not giving you guys a referral link, I'm just saying go there and put your stuff on there. Because I've had the most success. I've got the most money from our projects on there. And they're good about sending you newsletters, keeping you updated, who's doing what. And like right now, that's what I'm saying. YouTube TV is exploding with streaming right now, which is kind of mind-boggling to me because I don't watch shows on YouTube, so I'm more old school. But they're paying it even better than 2B, and they have a bunch of our titles on there. That's what I like about it, because it is just a hub. One set of deliverables, everybody. I've been with Film Hub since they first started a long time ago. So I've seen them grow and really expand and help filmmakers.
Thank you. That's helpful.
I would love for both, just quickly, let's do it briefly because more questions coming in. Both Leah and Nancy to talk about your experience doing four wall. For anybody who doesn't know, that basically means you go and get your own movie theater screening. You don't rely on a distributor. You can work out a deal with the theater. Either you can just rent the theater and then make all the profits on tickets, or you can split tickets. Leah, would you like to talk about your experience with this last one just quickly? Like just the brief, like how can someone literally go out and do that themselves?
Yeah, sure. So in this case, they literally approached us. So that doesn't quite help. This film just seems to have legs and is just kind of a little magical film that's taken off. But this is what happened to us. Local theater, it seats 440 people, reached out to us. They'd heard about this film. There'd been a lot of press and they thought it'd be great. They're actually, a theater was in the county capital, the little city hall here in the suburbs. So it's a perfect spot. So they reached out to us with the deal. I'm a pretty hard ass when it comes to certain things. So like my red carpet premiere, I wanted it to be free. I didn't want to sell tickets. I didn't want any, excuse the old expression, Tom, Dick, or Harry come off the street and be able to come to my red carpet. So we did have a little pushback on the arrangements, but what it ended up being was Friday night, I was allowed to have an unlimited guest list. That was our red carpet. We did the whole shebang, but then they offered us 2 matinee screenings that weekend, as well as 2 evening screenings, with the contingency that if those sold out, we might add more. So those did sell out, and we did add 2 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there was 6 screenings altogether. For those other screenings, the deal we worked out was that it was just a ticket split. Because they had reached out to us and because of the little buzz around the film, they kind of covered everything on their end. There were some small expenses that we agreed to, certain things like the bar and the concession stands and certain things that we did a little bit of a percentage split. But for the most part, it was a 50-50 ticket split. We kept all of our merch and they kept all of their bar and candy sales. Although we did bring in a liquor sponsor and a bunch of other things, made it a huge deal. So it was a very profitable weekend as far as that goes.
Is that just sort of like you would just say to somebody who wants to do that, go speak to the theater directly, go talk to the theater?
Absolutely. I would say go talk to your local theater, because that idea has now brought other ideas of like, maybe we could do that to other small theater sizes. We did reach out to a local Regal just to see what their kind of deal was. And it wouldn't have been nowhere near as profitable as it was dealing with a smaller theater who was willing to do the ticket split. Regal had a bunch of things we would have had to cover. Their security, their this, their that, and you can only charge X amount. And they were only willing to give like a smaller theater that held like 100 or 200 seats in it. So yes, I would say go to your local theater, especially if it has something to do with the local community like this film does, right? Especially if it has a hometown kind of presence and there's a lot of hometown cast and crew and locations in it, and sell it as like as a feel-good story. It's a PR, it's art, it's community, and especially if they were going to be dark anyway. So the theater was actually going to be dark because it was the President's Day, or not President's Day weekend, the 17th, 18th, 19th of January weekend in January was going to be dark anyway. And it snowed and it still didn't affect our turnout. So absolutely, I would say go to your local theaters and just see. They might not be willing to do a 50-50 split down the middle. I used to be a band booker and worked at a lot of clubs in Hollywood. It might be something where you have to do a small rental fee. It might be something where you do have to put a percentage towards like what it might cost them for their security or their bartenders, things like that. There are many kind of details that you can kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, negotiate on. But I think we got a really sweet deal where we really just did a ticket split and minor. I think we had, for the entire 6 screenings, we ended up with about $2,500 worth of expenses that they took off of our ticket sales to keep. So it was a very less than 5% of our ticket sales went towards the expenses for the weekend.
I really want to recommend people doing, if you want a theatrical release, you really want this, I recommend doing it this way, because if you go through a distributor, you are going to not see a penny. You're going to actually owe the distributor money. So if you want this theatrical release and you're a small film, this is the way to do it. Nancy, I don't know if you have any other thing to add to the 4 wall before we move on.
Sure. No, same thing. We did the same thing that she was just talking about. Go to your smaller theaters. They're real apt to work a deal with you. We've done it both ways, where we've done splits with the theater, or we just booked it out for like a flat $400 for a screening, whatever the deal is. So yeah, the smaller theaters, we've had a little bit of success with AMC in the past, but I really just think it depends where you're at, what theaters. Like the one we had was in Phoenix. We had some on the East Coast, but basically same thing. Either go in, kind of work some kind of deal that leaves you in the profitability, and then you had that you had a theatrical release on your picture, so you can have that rights when you're distributing it. Yes, I had a theatrical release, whether it's small or not, it doesn't matter. You still had one. But yeah,
nobody knows how you did it exactly.
No, nobody knows. So it's like we've had our posters up in their displays and the marquees outside and stuff. So you can negotiate pretty much anything with them. So it's just sit down, but yeah, just reach out to the theater direct.
Before we get, I'm going to sort of recap everything we've talked about distribution-wise, alter distribution. One question that is coming up, that comes up a lot when it comes to distribution, is film festival. And then Tara even asks, are you submitted your film to festivals? Are you supposed to be doing distribution at the same time? Does it matter? And then, like Leah said, it really depends on the festival. It depends on the film. It depends on your ultimate goal. But I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, Nancy.
I do, because I see this mistake a lot. People get so excited. Oh, we won 48 festivals. And now who's going to watch your film? You just played it for free about everywhere. Everybody's seen it. So now who's going to want to go watch it again? And that's the biggest mistake I see people make when it comes to film festivals. I say submit to a handful at a time. See how you do. But I wouldn't go them more than like 5 awards. Go after like 5 awards and stop, because now you've oversaturated your film and it doesn't do, whether you're self-distributing or you're looking at a distribution deal, it's only going to hurt you. So I've seen
two other festivals. For Black Men's Effective Film Festival, we see some great films that have literally 50 laurels on their poster.
Oh, yeah.
Like, well, why are we going to select you? We want people to come see your film. But you see the film already. It's the same thing with distribution. And Jacob has a good point. Some festivals want you to premiere your movie. Right. Also, when you're thinking about your distribution, you also want to be thinking about which film festivals have they're either good for filmmakers because whatever reason, they're prestigious, whatever. Mm-hmm. If you have a film that's going to get distribution because you went to that film festival, which again, this is not what this class is not about that, because I do not recommend you go with the sales agent who approaches you or the distributor using those. No. But if that's what you want, then consider the festivals for that. But I say, if you're going to do what we're talking about, doing it yourself, alternate distribution, that you go to festivals where you can actually stand out and you can win awards. Because when you're putting your movie anywhere and you're trying to go, hey, watch my movie, we won best film at these 5 festivals, you're more likely to win best film at a festival that's maybe a smaller festival than so think about that when you're doing your distribution plan. What is your end goal? Anybody else?
And a lot of them have niches and stuff that they'll go. And if you've got a really good film too, that some people don't know, the festival will actually pay you to screen that film. So, don't cut yourself short on that one either. If you got a really good film, reach out to them. But if you oversaturate it, nobody's going to pay you to screen the film. So a lot of people think they always got to pay, but there's festivals out there that will pay you to screen your film because it helps bring in ticket sales to them.
Sure.
I think that's a really great point, ladies. We had been talking about there's other like smaller places reaching out to us locally now saying, hey, we want to screen it. We want to screen it. We want to screen it. And that's kind of the conversation we're having right now is like, why? What's the point of doing another screening room somewhere locally? It's not going to be a big money for, 100 seats isn't going to be a lot of money. Why would we do that? Because, with the fear of if enough people have seen it, then when we do land wherever we land, everybody's already seen it.
So one of the biggest things Nancy recommends is Film Hub, which it's really good to hear you say that, because I have heard mixed reviews on Film Hub, but I trust you on what you've gone through and what you say to us. So I would also say, if you have a referral code, please put it in, because you have referred us. Why not? We should send money to you just the same way we'd want someone to use our referral.
I get it done.
Put that in.
Pull it up for you guys.
I would use that for sure. We've also talked about a product Nancy's created called MovieBoost.ai, which helps you get your movie out and get revenue generated all from one hub. So check that out. Do you have I know you guys often do like a month free or a certain time free to try it out for Movie Boost. Is there a code?
It's got free trials all the time. So we have our smaller one that's more just social media website. It's got like a 3-day trial. The bigger ones, if you want like to be able to teach film schools or courses or do whatever, that one's, I think that's $88 a month and unlimited everything. And also gives you the, like I said, the community schools, everything. It's really cool. That one has like a 14-day free trial. They all have free trial. Credit card's not charged up front. It's only charged if you decide to stay. So just go there and dink around. Like I'm saying, click in, do the free trial, and then you can cancel without contacting us. Canceling's real easy because I can't stand when you go to sites and it's a nightmare to cancel. So anytime if you need to cancel, there is no contracts. You can go to month to month. So 5 months from now, it's not working, then you can just cancel. But, we spent a lot of time developing this to help filmmakers because that's where everybody falls short is marketing. And here's a way you can market your films, all your films, for like $27 a month. Plus, have your websites and e-commerce stores. You can do quizzes, surveys. I mean, there's literally nothing you can't do in this hub.
Nancy, the other suggestion about that and in general, probably even for Film Hub, is look at your old titles.
Yeah.
Films that are just sitting there dead, why not try to revive them and remarket them?
Exactly.
We've also talked about four-walling, meaning getting your own deals and splitting ticket sales or however, but to get your own theatrical release. We've talked about film festivals as a way to get eyeballs, but don't go crazy on it. So Nancy also has a distribution company that helps filmmakers out. So if you are somebody who's like, because you get to the point sometimes where you've done a feature film, you've worked on it for a year, and you're like, I don't want to do any more of this. I want someone else to handle it.
You can.
So you can look to somebody like Nancy, somebody who's trusted, who you are going to see checks from, who isn't trying to rip you off, who will get your film out. Nancy, how can people submit their films and TV shows and other projects?
If you go to olivebranchfilmstudios.com, you're going to see a page in there where you can submit content. And here's another thing we didn't touch on real quick. I have 2 Roku channels too. So if you have stuff out there that you have, our deal's all non-exclusive. We have Olive Branch TV and Quantial TV are 2 Roku channels. Olive Branch is all family-friendly content. Quantial is more like Netflix. We do an ad revenue split on there. There's no contracts. It's non-exclusive. So we're always looking for content for those 2 channels too. And we're looking at everything, whether it's shorts, feature films, cooking shows, podcasts. We're really indie friendly. We just launched Quantial. So we're trying to make that platform really different. And if you need more help with traditional distribution on there, we're happy to talk about that and say, look, I don't even want to deal with this. Can you just please handle it? We do. And here's the difference. Like our deliverables and costs we have to do everything is usually under $500. That's not money you pay up front. That's just what we take out of sales that come in. That's for all the encoding, processing, delivering everything. If you need closed captions, stuff like that. Where I've been hit with, like, I think the one deal I had with Lionsgate charged us like $27,000 for our deliverables. Now I do this. I know it only cost me a few $100s to do the exact same thing they just did. That's why you guys never see money. The back end is so inflated, it's astronomical. So there's one example where with us, instead of $27,000, the Lionsgate, ours is about $450. And both the links to our channels are all on the website. Everything's on that website. So you can add those 2 channels off of there. They're free streaming channels, and those are all, like I said, revenue based. The filmmakers, there's some resources, things on there, and to submit content is also on there.
Olive Branch Studios distribution, are you only accepting clean /G-rated /Christian film?
That's why we have Quantial. Funny Old TV, we handle everything. Horror, thriller. We don't take, obviously, anything that's more than R-rated, which is usually due to language, some smaller nudity or whatever. But that's why we have the separation of the two channels. Like, that's why I say Quanio is more like Netflix. It's whatever you'd see on Netflix, and Olive Branch is more family friendly.
And filmmakers, I want you to pay attention to this moment here, because so many of you have short films that are actually really high quality, good short films, or maybe you have video podcast series, maybe a web series. There's not a lot of places where you can go and get this up and have a rev share model. So this is something I would definitely look into for those of you.
Yeah, and regarding this, guys, there's no upfront costs or things. Like if you're going on their Roku channel, there's zero costs or zero encoding, zero whatever. Just get us some deliverables, the art we need, and we'll get you up and streaming. Sherry builds all the accounting dashboards. We send you a link for that, and then you can just check in 24/7 on there to see where your accounting is. But yeah, we're looking for all kinds of shows. So, I mean, we have some short films on there that's only like 4 minutes long or whatever that are actually really good. So we're looking for everything. Like you said, cooking, podcasts, you know, you got a music video. We're really, Quanio is trying to be a major independent hub where you can just literally find everything.
And you know, Nancy's not the only person doing these type of streaming things for your shorts and all these things. So they are out there. You can find them. Some of them are easier than others to get your stuff on. But what I love about Nancy is that because I've worked with her, I know there's transparency. I know, like, I literally, like I said, if those of you who missed the beginning, of 6 feature films and other shorts that I've distributed, one company sends me checks regularly, and it's for my first film, and Nancy's the company. Now that was over 10 years old, and I still that's why I recommend her. That's why I asked her to do this call. That, like, if you have a film, maybe they can help you go here, like, you know, use our referral hub for Film Hub, or we could distribute that, whatever that case may be.
So I love helping the independent world because I know how hard this is. I've been in this business decade after decade. So only email us. Sherry and I are really happy to help you. There's no strings attached. We'll give you the best advice we can of what we've been through, whether it works for you or not. We can only tell you what works for us, but we're there to help you guys.